Hey, what's up everyone? This is Cassius Methyl, and this is part 2 on the video about generations in astrology. This is basically just a summary of what I find to be the most interesting about the generations, the characteristics of every generation, which is determined by outer planetary astrology, the angles made between Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, and the other dwarf planets. So, I left off at the 1978 generation, and now I'm continuing on to the 1982 generation. 82 generation has Saturn conjunct Pluto, a really kind of dark aspect, to be honest. It's a dark aspect because Saturn can be malefic, but it's not always malefic. Saturn represents hard work, discipline. It's Capricorn. It's the thing the elite worship because it's the energy itself of governance, power, structures of society, corporations, discipline, power, work, your career. It's all of these things. It's also greed in the malicious part of it, and Saturn can cause depression and anxiety and all kinds of things that are pretty negative, but only if it's malefically aspected. If it's in a square, in opposition, or something like that. But when it's conjunct Pluto, Pluto intensifies everything it touches. So Saturn conjunct Pluto can make very intense, good or malefic effects. So in this generation, it also creates a contradiction, Saturn conjunct Pluto, because Pluto wants to break free and transform and just be explosive and piercing and intense like that. And Saturn wants to be contained, structured, like limited and bound. It can be restricted at the same time as this energy of breaking through. So you could have this sensation that you have a contradiction within yourself if you were born in 1982, 1980 to 1982. This contradiction of being limited or exploding. You might be extremely dark, and you might have these malefic tendencies, or you can just be really disciplined and really able to do hard work instead. So, the 1984 generation, the 1984 generation to 86 some of them have Neptune aligned with the galactic center. This is important. The galactic center conjunct Neptune in 1984. It conjoined the galactic center. That's two energies of really deep depths of intuition joining together. That's what Neptune is like, deep seas of intuition and crazy, deep spiritual thoughts. It could dissolve anything that is solid, Neptune. Same with the galactic center. The galactic center adds a deep, deep intuitive power and sometimes special abilities to the people born in 1984. It's special. Also, Quasar conjoined Ixion for the first time since 1839. And before 1839, the last time Ixion conjoined Quasar was 200 BC. So, Ixion and Quasar are two what I call higher powered dwarf planets out around the orbit of Pluto. And Ixion and Quasar move at almost the same speed, so they rarely conjoin. They conjoined in 1984 all the way up until 2000, staying pretty much conjunct, aligned. So they've been loosely almost aligned from 1839 to now. Just at say this is the circular chart. They're at this for 100 years and they just conjoin, right? So yeah, so they haven't aligned like that, this 200 years since 200 BC. So this is incredible. Some people think that Ixion and Quasar might have been the origin of the internet and the energy that made the internet transformation happen. So, okay, so 1984, Ixion and Quasar conjoin. So anybody who has a planet aligned with Ixion or Quasar since 1984 has both of them. So, 1986, we have Uranus semi-square Pluto, a similar aspect to Uranus square Pluto, the revolutionary aspect held in people's charts, born 1928 to 1933, or 2011 to 2015. Uranus semi-square Pluto is a less powerful but still a revolutionary aspect, making revolutionaries and visionaries that are born in 1986, especially people that have that more emphasized in their chart. So moving on to 88 and 89, we have Saturn conjunct Uranus and Saturn conjunct Neptune. Uranus in 88 and Neptune in 89, I believe. So this adds, especially since it's only, I think it's on the cusp of Sagittarius and Capricorn, when Uranus and Neptune are almost about to align, and then Saturn conjoins Uranus and then Neptune. So this adds solidification to far out spiritual ideas. This adds practicality to the intuition and revolutionary tendencies and creativity of Uranus, while adding solidness to the deep seas of thought of Neptune. So the people born 88 and 89 could be extremely ambitious, basically ambitious. They really want to make money. I've noticed a lot of people born 86 to 89, 1990, they're very Capricorn. They want to get money. Like, that's why the people that live in the hood that were born in this era of time, they're hustlers. Like, I know that a lot of people that watch these videos aren't very knowledgeable about that kind of stuff, but this is the truth of the world. So the people born in the hood in 1986 to 1990, they have a very disciplined approach to hustling. They want to get money, and the elite, I think, have abused this tendency that they know is dormant, well, not dormant, totally active in these generations, by creating culture that is designed to try to convince people in the hood to do things for money that could be messed up. I'm not judging anyone, do your thing, but I'm saying that the elite have tried to make a culture that make people kill each other out of this disciplined, hard-working attitude that's existent in the generation born, especially in 88 and 89. So that is real. So you're very disciplined and motivated, you people. And 86 to 1990 generation, you're very disciplined. You want to succeed very badly, So the 1993 generation, 1992 and 93, is the great Uranus conjunct Neptune in Capricorn generation. You people are also extremely disciplined, serious Capricorn, and practical. Sometimes you can't vibe with ideas that are too far out there because, you have a very solidified state of mind. So, but you have your intuition, your Neptunian revolutionary, Uranian intuition and Aquarius type tendencies, originality, creativity, aligned with your higher intuition of Neptune. This conjunction hasn't happened since 1821, and a conjunction of Uranus and Neptune solidifies everything that's happening in that culture, in that 3-year period, 4-year period, in the collective consciousness. It solidifies this culture for decades to come. So every time Uranus conjoins Neptune, it's like a period of time where the culture is solidified. Why do you think Eazy-E, Tupac, Kurt Cobain, Alice in Chains, why do you think all this stuff got solidified in our culture and it's become a foundation for the rest of the culture that has come since 1990 to 1993? That's because this aspect created this high energy point of time in 1992 and 93, I know you felt it if you were alive at that time. You felt this kind of crescendo of energy then. That's what that was. It was a major solidification of cultural, all kinds of energies. And the things that were decided then were the foundation for everything that's come since then. So that's 1992 and 93. 1994 generation has Pluto conjunct the North Node. People born in 1994 are intuitive, kind of practical, kind of spacey, and very interested in doing things in life that no one else has done. You're kind of like Jim Morrison. You also have Pluto conjunct the North Node, which means that you attract things to you that are very crazy. You attract crazy events in your life. The 1994 kids used to attract these crazy energies and crazy events in your life. You may find things happening to you that are just trippy. You know, just things just happen to you. And, what was I going to say? You also have the light orb of Uranus sextile Pluto, also like Jim Morrison. And, so Uranus sextile Pluto is one of the revolutionary generations, like the revolutionary generations of 1933, 1942, 1965, then 1986, then 1994 to 96. So the 1996 generation, 1994, 96, you have Uranus sextile Pluto, a flowing positive aspect between Uranus and Pluto. Powerful rebellious tendencies, revolutionary, creative, rebellious, intense tendencies. That's me, right? So look at how I do things. That's Uranus sextile Pluto. Moving on to my generation, the 1996 generation, we have the most intense astrological aspect I've seen of any generation ever. I've never seen an aspect like this. I've never seen it. We have a conjunction, if you were born in 1996 specifically, we have a conjunction of 5 dwarf planets. Ixion and Quaoar conjoined in 1984 to remain aligned all the way up until 2000. So right in between Ixion and Quaoar is my Pluto, and Pluto fully activated Ixion and Quaoar for everyone born in 1996. Not only that, but Pluto activated Ixion and Quaoar to beam that energy in a sextile to Uranus in Aquarius. So this 5 dwarf planet conjunction beamed the energy from Ixion, Quaoar, Pluto, Ceres, Nessus, 5 dwarf planets, all the way into Uranus and Aquarius, and created this belt of highly intuitive energy. Very creative, very, very intuitive, and very powerful. I think that our generation is designed to create the creative structures, the idea for a new society that we pass down to the generations past us, the generation born in the 2000s and the highly revolutionary generation that was just born 2011 to 2015. And we laid the groundwork with our creative and intuitive powers for a new era, the age of Aquarius, because we have Uranus in Aquarius, and from 1997 or 98 to I think 2005, we have Neptune in Aquarius too. Uranus in its own sign of Aquarius, and Neptune in Aquarius. We are the age of Aquarius. It kicked off with a 5 dwarf planet conjunction, an activation of higher intuitive powers, and I can't emphasize this enough. I am that generation. And for those that are that generation, you are the future. My brothers and sisters, you're the future. Never stop. You are blessed. Everyone else is blessed too, especially the generation 1986, actually 1984 to 2000. We are especially blessed. I mean, we're blessed, but the 1996 generation is especially blessed. Never stop. Don't let anything get in your way. What could stop us? We're more powerful, aware, and able to recognize reality than any generation that we've seen before us. So we can do anything. Never stop. Never doubt yourself. Do everything you can. Much love. Peace.